In today's discussion, we'll be focusing on B2B marketing. And with me, JP Hansen, founder of specialist B2B marketing agency HANDEL. Welcome to the Redzone.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Now, JP, you mentioned to me that almost the industry standard is to look at the B2B marketing space as the poor cousin in marketing. Why do you think this is so? And in one sentence, what is B2B marketing and how does it play an important role in the entire marketing mix?
So, very simply put, B2B marketing is marketing. The only difference is our audience is a business instead of a consumer. But the fundamentals of marketing still apply. That means we need to create preference for our brand, we need to maintain awareness, we need to create new market opportunities, and ultimately it's about driving sales for a brand.
B2B marketing is marketing, you say?
Absolutely.
Obviously then, creativity must play a very important role in the campaigns that you work with. Is there one that stands out in your mind?
So I can't emphasize the role of creativity enough. You've mentioned the term the poor cousin of marketing. So yes, we don't get to work with sort of the same huge budgets as our B2C counterparts. We don't necessarily enter our campaigns for awards, but what we do is vitally important for a business to influence sort of purchasing decisions by its business customers. So we need to drive certain messages, we need to achieve certain commercial objectives. And yes, it is from a business to another business, but it doesn't have to mean that what we do is boring. So we have a lot of fun at the agency when we look at a client's business problem and how we can bring creativity in to solve it. So yes, of course, what we do is ultimately we need to achieve the customer's business objectives. So whether it's to reach new markets, to increase share, or whatever the goal is, but we do so in a creative way, something that's going to stand out, break through the clutter, and allows us to have a little bit of fun. Because we always say, although we're in B2B, we're still marketing to people. So it needs to resonate with people, but it needs to drive a certain message, but something that's going to stand out and grab their attention.
Earlier this morning, we were talking about recruitment and the talent pool. Do you think the marketing talent pool is lacking, and what can we do to fix it?
So I think talent will always be it's one of those ongoing challenges, and I think us as the industry have an important role to play to address that. We look for a number of factors when we recruit, and two of the ones that I want to sort of highlight is one is sort of commercial acumen. So our candidates need to understand how what we do as marketers influence the sales process. So it's not just about being crazy marketers that's come up with weird and wacky things. It's really to understand how what we do as marketing influences the sales process. So commercial acumen, very importantly. And secondly, no surprise, is creativity. And the challenge we find is finding a good combination of both. So it's not one or the other. So we look for a mix of both. In terms of how we address the skills challenge, so yes, it starts with ourselves. So we're looking, for example, to make some changes to an internship program to launch in the second half of this year. So to start, it's a step in the right direction. But then, of course, looking at a longer-term view, working with some of the institutions like a Monash University to give some guidance and input there on the curriculum, to make sure that yes, of course, that we have the fundamentals of marketing covered, but that we're also putting into a real-world perspective of how that's driving commerce.
Before we go, what trends do you see in the future, in 2016, for the B2B space?
So a couple. I mean, one very importantly is we as marketing is getting a lot closer. We're getting a lot closer to sales. So our responsibility or our role does not stop where the campaign ends or we hand over leads to our sales colleagues. We're getting a lot more entrenched and involved down the process. So a lot closer integration and collaboration with sales. Secondly, no surprise, is some technology trends. So definitely still things are heading in a mobile direction. And then also analytics. Analytics is starting to play play a big role in what we do. So moving really from from an art more to a science. Having said that, we will still retain the creative element. Thirdly, we're seeing more of a trend towards collaboration from an agency perspective. So, especially with big brands, where it's bringing together a group of experts and working towards a bigger goal. In theory, as I said to you during our chat earlier, it makes a lot of sense. The reality is that we're still a far way off from getting it right. Very importantly, we're seeing a lot more emphasis and value being placed on creativity and differentiation, because at the end of the day, it's about enhancing and contributing to a customer experience. And then last but not least, we're looking at the messaging we take out to customers in the B2B context. So it's not about having a promotional conversation, about having a push conversation from the brand to its customers. It's about creating conversation content. So really engaging with customers on a deeper level.
It'll be very interesting to see where the B2B space moves in 2016, Absolutely. And the Redzone will definitely keep an eye out on the HANDEL agency as well. Thank you, JP, for joining us, and we'll chat to you very soon.
Thanks for having me.